2-1 on Zahn. Greg Zahn is 0 for 3 on the day. A few days ago here at home against Anaheim, Mariners won 8-3. John Halama went 6 innings. Frankie Rodriguez went the last 3 innings to pick up his first save as a Mariner. Strike. 2-2 on Zahn. From Bliss to Ecstasy, thanks for the memories. A lot of the banners and the fans saying goodbye to the Kingdome in the dirt. Breaking ball, ball 3, full count 3-2. This really has been our home. I mean, when you come to think of it, we're here at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we spend so much of our lives here. Fans get a chance to come in 2 hours before game time, watch batting practice. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Zahn is caught looking. What a performance by Frankie Rodriguez. What a way to cap off the finale here in the Kingdome. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Mariners 5 and the Rangers 2. Well, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Mariners lead Texas 5-2. The final game of the 3-game series and the final game ever here in the Kingdome. 22.5 years of history winding down. We have a right-hander in the mound for Texas. Danny Patterson takes over. His numbers on the season to face John Mabry, David Bell, and also Dan Wilson.
It has been a while since Mabry has hit a home run. His last home run was back on May the 5th against Cleveland. Dave Burba was the pitcher, a first inning home run in Cleveland.
Yeah, that was Jeff Acero's first win on the year. Down the line. It is a fair ball right on the line, and it bounces over the wall in the corner. A ground rule double for John Mabry, leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. Mariners still looking for a little breathing room before they go to the top of the 9th inning.
Take a look at on the replay, the double down the line. Look how close this comes to being a foul ball. That may have hit on the line or inch or so off the line, but a leadoff double. Keep in mind that in the last inning, the Mariners had a leadoff triple and could not get him across the plate. Down the bullpen, Jose Mesa.
Jose Mesa will work the top of the 9th inning. To close it out, here is David Bell. Bell with a single and a run scored. This kid has had a great first half. David Bell, as you take a look at Danny Patterson taking over for Aaron Seeley. Seeley going 7 innings this afternoon. His numbers: gave up 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, threw a lot of pitches, 129 pitches in 7 innings. In the dirt. Good stop by Zahn. 1-1 on Bell. A lot of feelings there going through, I'm sure, a lot of folks here in the Kingdome as we wind down this ball game. Mabry will lead at second base. A lot of the excitement down through the years, especially in that 95 season. Line drive right field. That's in there, a base hit. Over to third. Now holding after the turn goes Mabry as Bell rips one the other way. Runners at first and third and nobody out. David Bell's second base hit. That'll bring up catcher Dan Wilson.
Well, it was Bell that had the game-winning RBI in the game yesterday, and he picks up 2 more hits this afternoon. That one a big base hit, getting Mabry from second over to third.
52 RBIs this season for David Bell. Here's Dan Wilson. Dan is 1 for 3. Has the average up to 296. Single to right field in the second. This place is going to go crazy if the Mariners can hang on to this win here in the final game. A sellout crowd, 56,530. As we say goodbye baseball to the Kingdome. Ground ball to short. Here comes the runner home. Mabry caught in the pickle. Zahn racing Mabry back to third. Little flip to Zeal. Zeal puts the tag on John. 1 away, and down to second goes Bell. And Wilson is safe at first base on a fielder's choice.
With nobody out, you stay at third. With 1 out, you may want to go, but when the infield is drawn in, nobody out, you stay at third base. So a base running mistake that time by Mabry.
So runners at first and second with 1 away for Brian Hunter. who is 3 for 4 this afternoon, and it really started with his infield base hit in the first inning. It appeared that Lee Stevens taking a throw had his foot on the bag, but the umpire ruled that Stevens' foot came off the bag and Hunter was safe. Alex Rodriguez walked in the first. Mariners were trailing 2-0.
And no wonder Johnny Oates argued at that time, because it looked like the foot was still on the bag, because Johnny Oates knows how explosive the Mariners offense can be and is coming back to haunt them.
Johnny had an argument. And then Junior hit the 3-run home run to right field. Huge play. Inside on Bryan. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Congratulations to Dory Armstrong, young lady who had a chance to grow up here. The daughter of club president Chuck Armstrong was married yesterday to an outstanding young man, Paul Ryan Schneider. We were fortunate to attend the wedding yesterday. I'm so happy for Dory Armstrong. She's just a sweetheart, and congratulations to Dory and her new husband. Strike on the inside corner. I know there's one proud papa here at the ballpark, Chuck Armstrong, and his wife Susan. And there was some kind of wedding yesterday.
Well, it was a wonderful afternoon. The Mariners won the wedding ceremonies and the reception afterwards. It was truly a very wonderful afternoon yesterday.
The real winner was young Mr. Schneider, because he picked a beauty, Dory Armstrong. Swing and a miss by Brian Hunter for strike 3, and that is out number 2 for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hey, this could be the final inning for the Mariners offensively in the Kingdome.
And let's hope that the last 2 innings don't come back to haunt the Mariners, because they had runners at second and third with nobody out and couldn't score. A leadoff double, and so far they have not scored here in this inning. Let's hope it doesn't come back to haunt them.
Remember, when you're at home, you want to play 8.5 innings. 8.5 at home. Here's shortstop Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod 1 for 3 with 2 on. He takes a pitch inside for ball 1.
Alex has got to be able to get on and let Junior have one more at bat. He's got to have one more. Even if Alex makes it out, let him hit one more time.
Good chance of this guy getting on, hitting .313. Pops one up back behind home plate. This is going to be into the box seats in front of us and out of play. So the count is even on A-Rod at 1 ball and 1 strike. Junior waiting on deck, hoping for one more Kingdome swing, one more Kingdome at bat. This guy has the flair for the dramatic when he's on stage, when everything is just set for a big play or a big swing. Junior usually comes through.
Well, he came through offensively, and I think that play that he made back in the 4th inning, right now, to me, that's the difference of the game.
Took the home run away from Juan Gonzalez. Swing and a miss, hit a ball in the dirt, and the count is now 1-2 on Alex. A-Rod trying to get on board any way he can. Junior's on deck with 2 outs, 2 on. Mariners lead 5-2. This guy is going to write a great piece of history across the street at Safeco Field. Has done so already here in the Kingdome. Ball 2, Loeb, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Alex.
Well, they talk about a 1-2 punch. Well, the Mariners have a 1-2-3 punch, because you've got Alex and you've got Griffey and you've got Edgar Martinez, and certainly he rounds out the offensive threat that the Mariners can put up there on the boards.
You know who I'm thinking about right now is Jay Buhner. Jay's been on the DL since the middle of May. Here's a guy that has been a big part of the success of this franchise, and Jay not able to play in this ball game, but that's one guy who should be out there but isn't because of the injury.
Yeah. I know he'd like to be playing today.
Here's the 2-2 on the way. Swinging a ground ball foul up the left field side, and the count stays the same.
How about that? 22.5 seasons, 32,668,785 fans attend games here at the Kingdome. And now they're going to move over to Safeco Field, and that is going to be an absolutely gorgeous ballpark to go watch baseball.
The best in the world. Here's the stretch by Patterson. Ground ball, foul off his foot to the third baseman Zeal. We had a play like that involving Royce Clayton that wasn't called. But
see,
Alex sold it.
Well, yeah.
Because he actually was.
Yeah, because that got him pretty good. That's why. The ball, I think, hit Royce Clayton, and Clayton did not really react to it that much. And I think that confused the umpires. But you can see this one off the ankle. Wow. And you can see the pain setting in, and then you can see Alex limping there at home plate. So
didn't have to sell it. That was real.
No, yeah.
Still 2-2. Ground ball. Shortstop bobble save. No throw. Everybody's safe.
And Junior gets to hit. And Junior gets to hit.
And he's got the bases loaded. And air on the new shortstop, John Shave, that allows A-Rod to reach. Down to second goes Wilson over the third bell, and here he is, the man of the hour. Can it get any more dramatic, fans? Ken Griffey Jr. waiting because we're going to have a timeout called for by the Texas Rangers because we're going to have a new pitcher. This kid comes through time and time again when there's baseball theater. And here's that play one more time. A ground ball by Alex out to Shave at short.
And you just wonder that if the runner at second base didn't get in the way somewhat of Shave, blocking his view of that ground ball.
So we have a pitching change. And this call to the bullpen is brought to you by U.S. West. Life's better here. We'll be back with more right after this timeout. 5-2 Mariners lead, bottom of the 8th inning. And because of an error by the shortstop Shave, here comes Junior up to the plate. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. A-Rod reaching safely. Let's save the best for last. Well, Junior, can he pump one out of the ballpark with the bases loaded? He has 2 grand slams this year. He has 12 for his career. And he hit a 3-run shot back in the first inning. Mike Venefro, the new pitcher for the Texas Rangers. Strike at the outside corner, and there go the flash bulbs again all over the place every time Junior comes up to the plate. This will be his final plate appearance ever in the Kingdome.
And Venefro has the lowest average allowed by left-handed relief pitchers in the league.
He retired Junior yesterday. 1-3. Fouled away by Griffey. Had a rip, and the count is 0-2.
Yeah, there's still life in the batteries. There's still a little bit of film left because I think the fans are going to be taking photographs. This may be, as you mentioned, the last at bat at the Kingdome by a Mariner.
Ken Griffey Jr. steps back in to face Mike Venefro with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th inning. Mariners lead it 5-2. Junior's dad, Ken Griffey Sr., is here at the ballpark today. The Cincinnati Reds allowed him to come up to Seattle for this very special occasion. Senior, a coach with the Reds. The 0-2 pitch. Way outside as there go the flash bulbs one more time. 1-2 the count, and one of the most incredible sights ever in the history of the game of baseball took place late August of 1990 when father and son played in the same game in the big leagues on the same ball club.
Zeroing in on this left-handed pitcher is Griffey.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Venefro strikes out Junior, his final at bat in the Kingdome, and we go to the top of the 9th inning. The Mariners' final at bat offensively. Now they go to work defensively. Top of the 9th. Mariners lead Texas 5-2. All right, folks, here we go to the top of the 9th inning, the last inning. The Mariners will play here in the Kingdome on this last game of this ballpark, and right-hander Jose Mesa out on the mound to work the top of the 9th inning to protect a 3-run lead. Mariners on top of Texas 5-2.
And you can look at the numbers on Jose Mesa. The innings, the hits, walks, strikeouts. He is in a saved situation. As you saw on the screen, 15 saves this year, but an ERA at 7.76. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for Shave. Luis Alicea, switch hitter, will be the first batter that Mesa faces here in the 9th inning.
Fasten your seatbelt, folks. You know, sometimes a ride can be a little bumpy, but eventually this guy can get the job done. Luis Alicea batting 157. No home runs, 6 runs batted in. Jose Mesa. And a save opportunity. He's pitched well. Man, what a way to close things out here in the Kingdome. Outstanding ball game, and what a performance by Frankie Rodriguez, going 3 innings. Gave up only 1 hit of shutout ball. Low, ball 1. Key right here, get the first guy. And don't walk anybody. That has killed the Mariners the last few games, and really a big part of the first half of the season. Low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Looking inside the Mariners dugout on that third base side. Some of the kids who've had success. Freddie Garcia, the starter today, going 5. A struggle, but he hung in there and left with the 5-2 lead. Low, ball 3. 3-0 on Alicea. You don't want to put this guy on. Go right after him. Lou Piniella off the bench, just shaking his head.
Just shaking his head. May not look like much going on inside of Lou Piniella, but right now there's a volcano that's starting to build up.
Alicea is going to be taken all the way. 3-0. And he misses high for ball 4. Last thing in the world that man wanted. And he walks Alicea on 4 straight pitches. Well, fasten the seatbelt a little bit tighter. Frankie Rodriguez, tremendous outing. 3 innings, no runs, 1 hit, no walks, 2 strikeouts.
And he faced the minimum. He faced only 9 batters. The base hit was erased when he turned to double play in the 8th inning. And now you have the top of the lineup coming up.
Tom Goodwin, followed by McLemore and Greer. You don't want to see Gonzalez way outside with a breaking ball. Ball 1. Mesa, when he's on, fastball, forkball. And here comes Lou Piniella out of the dugout. He started off Goodwin with a breaking ball that missed up and away.
Lou is going to have a very short conversation, I think, with Jose Mesa.
Lou Piniella not very happy. He's got the bullpen going behind Mesa. Right-hander Jose Paniagua getting loose down to the pen. You got a 3-run lead. Go after the hitters.
You have a 3-run lead. You have to throw strikes and go after the hitters.
Ivan Rodriguez on the bench did not get the start today.
And he's just looking out the corner of his eye, because he's certainly capable of hitting for any one of the batters here, pinch hitting.
And Mesa has yet to throw a strike here in the top of the 9th inning. Walked Alicea on 4 straight, and now he's 2-0 on Tom Goodwin, who's 1 for 3 on the day.
The tying run is on the on-deck circle.
There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. You can erase all his frustration of the first 6 pitches here by getting Goodwin to hit into a double play. But a tough man to double up. Goodwin, good speed, 27 stolen bases for the year. Ground ball foul up the first baseline, and the count is even on Goodwin at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners turned 2 double plays. Frankie Rodriguez started a 1-6-3 double play in the 8th. And when Freddie Garcia was working the top of the 5th inning, Greg Zaun hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Make him swing the bat. 1 on, nobody out, top of the 9th inning. On a hop day, Rod, second for 1, relay to first. There's the double play. Forget about the first 6 pitches. Forget about it. There's 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Jose Mesa with new life, a one-hopper right to A-Rod.
The best friend to the pitcher is the double play ball. We've been saying that for years. And here it shows up right here. The 6-4-3 double play. And quickly 2 men out.
Take the eraser.
Yep.
And wipe away that frustration. Here's Mark McLemore. Rangers down to their final out. 56,000 plus here in the Kingdome. The last game the Mariners will play here in the Dome. Mark McLemore is 0 for 3. Strike one called. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And the fans starting to come to their feet.
Red, they're going to erupt. 56,530 on the final day in the Dome. The 1-1 to McLemore, way outside for ball 2, 2-1. What a ball game, and what a way to finish out this ballpark after 22 and a half years of history in the Dome. Low, ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. Mark McLemore against Jose Mesa. Jose trying to close it out to pick up the save. And Garcia the win. Low, ball 4. So the second walk given up by Mesa here in the top of the 9th inning. That'll bring up the left fielder Rusty Greer. 23 seasons ago, Diego Segui threw the very first pitch. Going to open up the Mariners chapter of history.
See Lou Piniella hollering at David Segui saying play behind the runner. His run does not mean anything.
Here's Rusty Greer with 1 on and 2 outs. There goes the runner. Doesn't matter, up high, ball 1. You're not concerned about McLemore. No stolen base, indifference. They will rule it. You're just concerned about this guy Greer, who is 2 for 3 with a 2-run home run back in the first inning. Mesa is hoping to throw the final official pitch in Kingdome history. Diego Segui the first, up high, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. A packed house ready to say goodbye to the Kingdome, but they're going to stick around for the postgame ceremonies that will follow. Former Mariners coming back to say goodbye. There's a strike on Greer at the knees, and the count is 2-1. Hall of Famer Gaylord Perry here, Alvin Davis, Harold Reynolds, former pitching coach Wes Stock, and our former partner on TV is here. Dave Haverlow and his son Jeff, a Mariner draft pick this year. Swing and a foul back by Greer, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now slowly getting to their feet. 56,530. A sellout crowd. And time is called as Dan Wilson goes out to the mound to have a talk with Jose Mesa.
Now's the time that Mesa needs to have good concentration.
Dome, sweet Dome for the last 22 and a half years. Will be outside on the real grass in only 18 days. Will this be the final pitch thrown here in the Kingdome? The 2-2 on the way to Rusty Greer. Swing and a fly ball into left center field. On the run, Brian Hunter. It will be. He's got it. The ball game is over. The Mariners win it 5-2 over the Texas Rangers as a sellout crowd goes wild, saying goodbye to the Kingdome. 22 and a half years, and what a game for Ken Griffey Jr. A 3-run home run by Jr. A great catch in deep center to take away a home run from Juan Gonzalez. Freddie Garcia the win. A satisfied and a relieved Lou Piniella. The Mariners send everybody home happy on the final game ever here in the Kingdome. Red, what a finish.
And the lights and the flash bulbs continue to burst here at the Kingdome as they're going to get their last memories on film of the Mariners' victory. And indeed, it was a very sweet victory. And with that, the Mariners are now only 4 games behind Texas in the West. The Mariners are very much in this race.
When the stage is set, Ken Griffey Jr. has always been there. He comes through time and time again. He did so this afternoon. The guys going back into the clubhouse for the final time ever. And then they move into the new facility, one of the greatest ballparks in America. Brand new Safeco Field will open up in only 18 days. But we're going to savor this moment for a while. We hope and that you'll still stay right here for the post-game show that will follow. We're going to talk about and relive some of the great moments down through the years. 22 and a half seasons of baseball history here in the Kingdome, and you couldn't have asked for a more exciting ball game to wind things down here in the final day of this ballpark. Final score: the Mariners 5 and the Texas Rangers 2. The Mariners are 4 back behind the Texas Rangers in the American League West. Stick around, because we're going to have some fun here talking about 22 and a half years of Mariner baseball here in the Kingdome. We'll be back right after this timeout. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdome. The finale today. After 22 and a half years of history, the Mariners beat the Texas Rangers by a score of 5-2. Hi again, everybody. Rick Riz along with Ron Fairley. And Red, nice way to say goodbye to this ballpark that served the Mariners and the fans so well for 22 and a half seasons.
Well, the Mariners played a very good game yesterday, and they came from behind to win that. And they topped it this afternoon. They fell behind early in the ball game, but then they came roaring right back like they have done so many times here in recent years. I think, win or lose this afternoon, I thought it was one heck of a ball game.
And Junior on stage really performed and came through the clutch time and time again. We'll relive some of those moments in a second, but he's been something.
Well, you know what? You set the table for Griffey, and invariably he does things that very few players have ever done in this game of baseball. And he certainly did it again this afternoon, not only with the bat, but he also did it with the glove.
Time now for the Horizon Air highlights, and here we go. The Texas Rangers in the top of the first inning took the lead with a man aboard and 1 out. Rusty Greer against Freddie Garcia. Whammo, and just like that, it was 2-0 Texas.
Yeah, and that made the crowd here of 56,000 plus very, very quiet.
Now, Junior, his first swing back in 1989 as a rookie, takes Eric King the other way. The Chicago White Sox score a home run. How about today? 2 on bottom of the first inning. There's career home run number 377.
Yeah, that's a duck hook line drive into the lower seats there in right field. He crushed that ball, and that gave the Mariners a lead.
Now in the bottom of the third, Edgar, Mr. Double with a double beyond the reach of Tom Goodwin. That scores Alex Rodriguez, and the Mariners have a 4-2 lead in the ball game.
I guess it's fitting that Griffey hits a home run and Edgar hits a double in the final game, isn't it?
Yep. And now Brian Hunter with a chopper to the left side of the infield for a base hit. Now look at this throw. The wide throw gets on by Lee Stevens. Here comes David Bell on the score. And the Mariners get run number 5. And those are your Horizon Air highlights. Horizon Air, wings of the great Northwest. So the Mariners offensively doing the damage in the first half of the ball game, giving that lead to Freddie Garcia. Freddie struggled, but I'll tell you what, the kid got some huge outs.
Well, he did. I mean, he struggled, and finally when he had to make some good pitches, he did. But then don't forget the job of Frankie Rodriguez in this afternoon. He came in and worked 3 innings and faced the minimum of only 9 batters, gave up the 1 hit, but that 1 hit was erased when he had a 1-6-3 double play.
And Mariner pitchers had the great defense behind them all day long. Time now for In the Zone, brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet. Juan Gonzalez up there. Look at this catch by Junior way back in center field. He's done this so many times.
Yeah, that's the play of the game, because that right there, if Junior does not make this play, that's a 3-run homer, and I think the outcome of the game would have been different. I think Texas would have won the game.
Junior has measured that outfield wall so many times, and what a day for Junior. 1 for 3 with a 3-run home run and that game-saving catch in the 4th inning, taking away the 22nd home run of the year. Would have been number 22 for Juan Gonzalez. So quite a day for Junior and the rest of this ball club on the final day for the Mariners in the Kingdome. Time now for today's Magnolia moment, courtesy of Magnolia Hi-Fi. Got a little bit shaky in the top of the 9th inning, but here's the final pitch of the ball game. The fly ball out to left field Brian Hunter making the catch. Jose Mesa throws the final pitch in the Kingdome.
You know, there are a lot of people at the Kingdome saying, I'm hoping that ball comes down. Come on down, because we know that Hunter's going to be there to make the catch. And the final out at the Kingdome was a fly ball to Brian Hunter, and the game is over, and the Mariners win it 5-2.
Jose Mesa walked the leadoff batter, Alisei, in the top of the 9th inning, but then Tom Goodwin banged into a double play, and then Rusty Greer with the final out. And now it's time to say goodbye. We've had so many great memories here in the Kingdome, especially from 1995, that magical season. Now we move across the street, across Royal Bromway into Safeco Field, just 18 days away. And fans, you're going to love it, and I can't wait. But it's time to say goodbye, and that's always tough.
Well, it's the last game of this homestand, and it's good to leave the homestand and on a winning note. Now the Mariners are going to be on a very, very tough road trip. They're going to go to Oakland, Texas, Anaheim, and then L.A. And then they're going to have the All-Star break and then get ready for Safeco Field.
Now, after the break here, we want you to invite you to stay tuned. Rich Waltz is going to host the post-game show coming up. And that's right, folks. We're out of here. See you at Safeco Field. Final score, the Mariners 5 and the Texas Rangers 2. For everybody here in the Kingdome, folks, for the last 22.5 seasons, goodbye baseball to the Kingdome. Thank you for serving us so very well. For Dave Niehaus, Ron Fairley, David Henderson, I'm Rick Riz. We'll see you right across the street at Safeco Field. Folks, it's time to say goodbye. Thanks for the memories.
For almost 23 years, the Mariners have called the Kingdome home. Though its color is gray, the memories are vivid. From its first pitch to its very first postseason. Coming up on Fox Sports Net Northwest, we'll say goodbye to the King County Dome Stadium next. As you can tell, the sellout crowd has not left. The Seattle Mariners have defeated the Texas Rangers by a score of 5-2 in the final baseball game ever in the King County Domed Stadium. Hi everyone, I'm Rich Waltz, and welcome to Fox Sports Net Northwest exclusive coverage of the final game of this facility, baseball game that is. The Mariners defeat the Texas Rangers coming up in the next hour and a half or so. I hope you've got a comfortable seat on the couch, because what a show they've got here in the Kingdome. We will bring it all to you, all the grand finale ceremonies to be covered here on Fox Sports Net Northwest. Introduction and interviews with Mariner greats, names from the past, for the last 22.5 seasons of Mariner baseball. We will present our 10 greatest Mariner Kingdome moments. Obviously, some emotional moments as well. The crowd here today saw a tremendous ball game. Ken Griffey Jr. with his 27th home run, another highlight film catch, and the Mariners draw within 4 games of the Texas Rangers. So stick with us. Dave Niehaus will join us. The Seattle Times beat writer Bob Finnegan will join us as well. It should be a great show. In fact, it's the last show in the Kingdome.
Wow.
These are guys that you'd have home to dinner. Dan Wilson and Edgar Martinez. You really would. It sounds silly to go on and on as much as they are. They're just great people. No wonder they've really captured the hearts here.
I felt a bit of nostalgia that we were unable today to see a man out in right field who really got his career going in this place. Traded from the Yankees, a relative unknown when Ken Phelps went over there. Jay Buhner made himself into an all-star and one of the better power hitters in baseball. Buhner unable to play. He won't be sad to see the AstroTurf go. Let's hope when they get to Safeco, he's back in the lineup.
Yeah, he's hoping that there will be a boneyard in Safeco Field, Rich, no doubt. And he said today before the game, he has mixed emotions, because this is where he came to, he came to fruition right here in the boneyard and all. And I tell you what, this guy has a feel for what it's all about. He is an entertainer of the first order. He just likes people. He's a people person.
He is one of the brightest stars in Major League Baseball. He has electrified.
Buhner will be very sad to see right field go. a difficult defensive position to play, Buhner was obviously the best at it. Very much like Yastrzemski in left field at Fenway.
Gold Glove winner, Rich.
Next up for the Seattle Mariners, we could argue all night on this. One of the most exciting ball players in baseball right now. Is he the best in baseball right now? I don't know. You got to have an argument with the center fielder of this team as well. But
I tell you
Rodriguez,
what, I mean, think of how blessed the Mariners are. They've got two of arguably the best 5 or 6 all-around players in the game today. One is their center fielder, one is their shortstop. I mean, the two are crushingly key positions on the field, and there they are.
you heard Rodriguez say earlier tonight, he came into this building a boy and left a man. Let's hope that he stays a man in Safeco Field.
I tell you what, we're going to find out over the next at least few months.
One of the brightest lights in Mariner history, never really had the greatest stats, though certainly he was a guy that was well decorated. 3 Gold Gloves, a 2-time All-Star. He was an award winner by George Bush, one of the points of light. He did a tremendous amount of work off the field. He now is a broadcaster for a national network. Harold Reynolds.
Tell you what, he stepped right into the shoes of Julio Cruz as a just tremendous defensive second baseman. The Mariners have been blessed with some defense at second base, Rich.
Unless you think that the fans here are only welcoming the modern-day players, the roar of the crowd when Harold came out is a pretty good indication that the memories are very vivid of baseball back in the late 70s and through the mid-80s. Speaking of that, here's a man that in 1984 was the American League Rookie of the Year. His title is pretty simple, Mr. Mariner.
I tell you, I get a little misty when I think of Alvin Davis. This is simply one of the finest men I have ever had the privilege of dealing with in my own career. I mean, Mr. Mariner, when Ken Griffey Jr. calls you Mr. Mariner, then you are Mr. Mariner, and Jr. calls Alvin Mr. Mariner.
Alvin Davis, greeted by virtually all 56,000 people in the Kingdome when he walked in here today. He has a very good, deep friendship with just about everybody surrounding this organization. 2 men for you. When the Mariners in 1990 acquired a veteran outfielder, they just happened to acquire Ken Griffey Jr.'s dad. Senior and Junior are back together again.
What a moment. Baseball history right there.
Years from now, I'm sure they will call Safeco Field the house that Junior built. And appropriately, he homered today.
Never forget the game they played together, the first game. The guys that were on the bench can remember. It sounded so odd to hear somebody on the bench, one of their teammates go, "Come on, Dad."
7 years as the skipper of the Mariners. 1993, he arrived, and things changed in a hurry. Lou Piniella, 2 American League West titles. And in a much better mood now than he was in that top of the 9th inning, Vinny.
I tell you what, he was a little nervous in that 9th inning. He shakes his head after it, but like you say, all's well that ends.
Has been a part of the family since day one.
The last Mariner to be introduced is not only a member of the Mariner family, he's also a member of the Fox Sports Net Northwest family. He is a man that is a legend. When you say baseball in the Northwest, you start it with this man's name. Dave Niehaus was here from the start, 1977 to present. And here he is.
What else is there to say, Rich? My, oh, my.
Sellout crowd, 56,000 on their feet.
And you know what, Rich? At least you can say it ended a bit better than it started. A win is what you're here for.
Yeah, Dave will be the first to tell you that. The Mariners lost their first 2 games in this facility, but they win here today, beating Texas by a score of 5-2. And the names and the faces of the past about to be introduced. Let's go down below.
Oh my, what a way to close this baby, huh? Before I go any farther, I want to recognize 2 guys that are on 3 guys up there in the booth right now. My partners, Rick Riz, Ron Fairley, Kevin Cremin. Thank you, guys. Wonderful, wonderful job. This Kingdome holds some incredible memories for all of us. I can't help but think that, 22 and a half years, you might have a 22-year-old sitting by you now with a kid of their own. You've grown up here. So it is a special place. Who could forget the night that Gaylord Perry won his 300th to the grace of Julio Cruz at second base, stealing base after base. And, of course, none of us will ever forget that magical ride in 1995. You proved one thing today, that no place will ever get as loud as this building when Edgar Martinez doubled and Junior came flying around the bases to score. No one will ever take those memories away. Rupert Jones, Bobby Stinson, Julio Cruz. You 3 gentlemen were here for the very first season in Mariners history. Come on up here a second. Scrap, you caught the first pitch. It was a fastball right down the middle from Diego Segui to Jerry Remy. Remember?
Yes, I do.
And he ended up walking him.
Yes, that's why I was scared off.
What's your most vivid memory of the first year?
First year, we were kind of a off-breed kind of guys. We really didn't know what we were going to do. He kept telling us that we didn't have to win or something like that. We wanted to win. We came out, we played hard. I don't know. It's just a lot of people came through this organization at that time. I remember going out to the parking lot and my truck was towed away. We didn't have a parking place. I remember coming to the gate and trying to get in the gate, and they didn't know who I was.
Julio Cruz, you handled that ground ball on Gaylord Perry's final out. As I recall, it was Willie Randolph who hit it to you, and through to at that time Jimmy Mailer.
Yes, I remember the play vividly. I remember ground ball right at me, and I'm thinking to myself, I better catch this ball and make sure that I grab it on the dry side before I throw the ball.
You have to remember that Gaylord Perry did pass a lie detector test concerning that, didn't you, Gaylord? Yes. The first guy I think that you Mariners fans ever associated, really identified with, because I can still hear the echo here at the Kingdome. Give it to me. Give it to me. You bet. You bet. Welcome back, Rupert Jones.
pleasure to be back. You know, I never thought I'd see this day. I never really thought about this day, but it's been a wonderful occasion. Thank you for inviting me back.
What was, did you react to when the fans kept yelling, "Roop, roop, roop"?
I know I had a stepson at the time, and he kept asking me, Rupert, why are they booing you every time you come to the plate? I said, well, son, if they do boo me, I'll never know.
Welcome back, all three of you. I want to get Cuffs up here, and I want to get my two television partners up here all at the same time, too. Bill Caudle is known as not only one of the great, if not the greatest relief pitcher in Mariner history, but also one of its biggest pranksters. He used to burn bats outside the clubhouse. He'd show up with a half mustache and pitch. But those back in 1981, 82, those were the fun years here, my friend.
Yeah, I was fortunate to get traded to Seattle and get an opportunity to come in relief for pitchers like Gaylord and Floyd Bannister, Mike Moore. Probably the best 2 years of my career were here in Seattle. It's just been an honor to be around and be involved, but to finally see Seattle come alive and love its baseball team, it warms my heart, and I'm proud to be a part of it. And in '95, I had goosebumps too.
All right, you make your home here now, right?
Yeah. I've lived here since I was traded in '82. Probably not a better place to raise a family. This is where I hang my hat, and I'll always hang my hat in Seattle.
All right. These two guys get paid to talk now, not play baseball and hit baseball, so talk. No, that's terrible, I just say. Val, your memories.
I've got two very vivid memories. One was the no-hitter with Chris Bosio. Ground ball up the middle. Omar came running across and grabbed the ball with his bare hand. My heart stopped when he finally made the out, just the elation that I felt. And the other one was watching those two guys, junior and senior, playing at the same time. Unbelievable.
David, how about you?
Well, my memories are not about me. I remember opening days with Kenny Presley hitting a grand slam and us winning ball games, and Phil Bradley hitting a grand slam, us winning ball games. It's always been fun to win, and that's always been the most important thing I've ever thought about. And the Kingdome has been home to me. I just pass over center field to Ken Griffey Jr. It's his office now.
Edgar, come up here. Perhaps the biggest moment ever to take place here was Game 5 of the 1995 playoffs. I had just mentioned if only Edgar could find the gap, and all of a sudden he pulled the ball down the left field line. Joey Cora walked in from third base, and Junior literally sprouted wings, rounding third, and scored, and we were going to play for the American League Championship. What do you remember about that?
Boy, I remember everything that that happened in that game, but I remember looking back from second base and see all the players running to home plate, and I just couldn't believe that Junior was able to score from first down. The ball was in the corner, left field. So I remember all the players running down to home plate and Joey running down to second. That was a great moment.
You gonna miss this place?
Oh yes, I'm gonna miss it, and it's been great for me in here, and I'm sure I'm gonna miss it.
Have fun across the street.
Thank you.
In May of 1982, this man, before, of course, he went to the Hall of Fame and made it, did win his 300th game here. I will never forget that. Anytime you can accomplish that feat as a major league player, it's unbelievable. It's going to be a long, long time before anybody again wins his 300th. How about a welcome back to the big North Carolinian Gaylord Perry. First of all, I got to find out, how many jerseys did you wear that night?
9.
9 different jerseys.
No, I didn't really change that many times, but this is a special place. It served a special purpose for all of us that's up here, and we are looking forward to the new stadium. And I just want to let people know that foul ball that Ken Griffey Sr. hit was fair, and he should have been out. And then he hit the home run.
That was what he's talking about. Is a senior hit a home run for the New York Yankees in his 300th win. You remember that?
That's something I really, remember about one game that happens like that, and it's just great concentration on his part. And I threw him a little pitch too good, but it was great to win number 300 here, and I love this area. I played my minor league ball right up in Tacoma, so I'm very familiar with the Northwest, and thanks for having me, and it's always great seeing you, Dave.
Thank you. Welcome back, Gaylord. This place will close after our ceremonies to baseball, and it will close having only had one man to ever hit for the cycle in a Mariner uniform here in Seattle. It took 14 innings, but he did it. How about a nice welcome for Bone J. Buhner? I think we just celebrated the 6th anniversary of that the other day.
Yes, we did, and I hope we can continue that tradition of the Buhner Buzz over in the new Safeco Field. You guys all come over there and join us. It's going to be a heck of a new era over there. We appreciate your support and continued support.
What are your emotions at this time? I mean, this place has been awfully good to you.
I just got one thing to say to that, Dave. I love you, man.
All right, Jay Buhner. That's pretty hard to beat. Let's move down the line. This young man, former #1 draft choice in the country, captivated everybody's heart, not with a bat to begin with. He captured everybody's heart by consoling Joey Cora. It was Joey Cora who was crying after it was finally all over in 1995, and young rookie Alex Rodriguez came over and said, "It's going to be all right, all right." 358 a couple of years ago, batting championship, and he hasn't stopped yet. He's simply the best shortstop in baseball. How about a nice welcome for A-Rod? What's your favorite memory?
Well, my favorite memory in the Kingdome has to be just playing in and day out. When I first got drafted here in '93 by the Mariners, it was the last place I wanted to come in the world. But after spending 5 years here, has been probably the best years of my life, and I want to thank you for embracing me, and this is my new home here, Seattle.
Sounds to me like you too are going to miss this place.
Very dearly. The Kingdome has been a wonderful place, full of wonderful memories, and I'm truly, definitely going to miss this place, especially when I'm in the batter's box.
Alex Rodriguez. Young man from the suburbs of Chicago came into Seattle, and I couldn't help but mention it on the radio. Here's a kid from the suburbs of Chicago with a big guy from the Dominican Republic, Jose Mesa, trying to send everybody home happy, and did they ever both. And what a day this has been. And the Mariners are mighty lucky to have people like Dan Wilson, one of the bastions of not only on the baseball field, but in our community. Dan, the ending here couldn't have been any more dramatic or any more beautiful.
No, you want to go out on a winning note and give the fans what they deserve, and that's a W. And we're able to do that today. From '95 all the way on, this crowd here has been the 10th man for us, and today they were the 10th man in the 9th inning, and they're a big part of that building across the street, and they're a big part of this winning ball club.
You looking to catch outdoors?
That's going to be fun. It's going to be a little different, but I think it's going to be exciting. And I know as players, we're all looking forward to getting across the street and getting started with that second half.
Have a great road trip first.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay. This next guy has become a national star. You know that. You see him on Baseball Tonight. He's doing a heck of a job, just like he did right out here by the bag at second base. We welcome him back. He grew up in Oregon, made his home here in Seattle, and became an incredible contributor to the community lifestyle here in Seattle. And it's great to have him back home. How about saying hello to Harold Reynolds one more time? You know, we heard through the grapevine that you just couldn't make it because you had other commitments. I knew you weren't going to miss this.
No, I couldn't miss this for the world. Although we were on till 1 a.m., I got a flight at 6 in the morning, but I got here. Couldn't miss it.
You were on with me on radio describing what was happening in this game, particularly involving the guy down here at the end of the row here, and it didn't surprise you.
Well, last night we were talking about it out in Connecticut, and I said, you know what, Junior will break out his cape. It's the last day in his office, and you know he's going to perform. And did he? Did he perform?
As a player, what's your favorite moment here?
Oh, man, I got so many. Probably the thing that stands out in my mind more than anything is the next guy you're going to introduce, Mr. Mariner. Just his class and the way he handles himself was an example to me and the rest of the guys we played with, and probably one of the prettiest swings that I think I've ever seen.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Harold. So let's introduce the only Mariner in the Mariner Hall of Fame, number 21, Alvin Davis. Saw you and the family crying out there last year when you were inducted into the Mariner Hall of Fame. As we say goodbye to the Kingdome, this must be a very special day to you.
It's a very emotional day. There's a lot of fond memories out here on the field and the folks in the stands, and you know, it's bittersweet. You know, things must change, and a lot of times change is for the better. And I know there's going to be some great memories at Safeco Field, but at the same time, we're closing a chapter in the history of Seattle and also in the history of Major League Baseball. It's fun to be a part of it.
Your number one memory as a player?
I have to echo Hindu's sentiments. Being here for those 2 opening night wins, you know, we were struggling back in those days. And a lot of times after opening day, it was downhill. But to have a crowd like we have here today and to have Phil Bradley and Jim Presley win those games on opening night, those stick out more than anything else.
It's indeed an honor to have you back home. Great to have you.
It's great to be a part. Thanks.
You know, to me, it really does, and I'm sure it does to senior and maybe even junior, seem like yesterday, August the 31st, 1990, when senior went out to left field, junior went out to center field, and they were looking and playing and catch together. And little did we know what was going to happen when they came up in the bottom half of the first inning, but you now know what happened. It was a base hit by senior, a base hit by junior, and we witnessed something here that will probably never be witnessed again. Father and son playing together. So let's call up the Griffeys, Ken and Ken Jr. nice ovation. Take us back to that night. Kenny?
What night?
August 31st, 19.
Think about the night that Junior and I ran out on the field. Okay, the only thing I can say about that night was I had to concentrate on trying to play a game. And being able to run out on the field with my son was probably the greatest thrill I've ever had in Major League Baseball or any time in baseball history, period. So I had a great time with it. The only thing I can really say is that he reminded me a lot of Trey. And that's the only way I can look at it to get through the night, to be honest with you.
3 World Championship rings, 1 MVP trophy in an All-Star game, and yet that's your #1 moment in your professional career.
That's #1. #2 will have to be the '75 World Series. But #1, running out here in the Kingdome with my son was probably the #1 memory.
All right. Up to this point, is that your #1 memory?
Yeah. Well, I got to do something that nobody else has ever done. You know, everybody has hit home runs, robbed guys of home runs, but I got to run out on the field and play baseball with my dad.
I just want to hear it from, your lips like everybody in the dugout did, like Gene Klein's did, that broke your dad up. What did you say when your dad was up at the plate for the first time in the Mariner uniform?
Come on, Dad. Let's go, Dad.
That's unreal. Come on, Dad. Come on, Dad.
Well, I didn't know if I could call him Ken Sr., Ken, Big Kenny. I just said what I've always said all my life. Let's go, Dad. And it just came out.
Well, you close out with 198 home runs here in the Kingdome, a record that no one will ever touch. And of course, number 198 was one of the most dramatic of all time.
Well, I was just trying to get the guys over. I wasn't trying to hit the ball out the ballpark. You know, we've got to do the little things to win ball games, and it's the first inning, and I got lucky, and it went out.
You looking forward to the 15th of July over there?
Yeah, right after All-Star break, come here and do this all over again, open up a new ballpark.
You've been unbelievable. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lou Piniella, we understand, had to run back to the dugout. Is that right? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, so the time has come really to say, I guess, goodbye to the Kingdome. We'll close it out with a ceremonial final pitch. Opening night, 1977, Diego Segui threw that first pitch in Mariners history right here, 22 and a half years ago. So let's relive that moment one more time right now.
This is the moment we have waited for, and a gentleman who has broadcast Major League Baseball for 8 seasons in Los Angeles with the California Angels, watching his old team tonight as the voice of the new Seattle Mariners. It's my pleasure to introduce and to work with in this first season ever, a great gentleman, Dave Niehaus.
Thank you, Ken Wilson. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the initial voyage of the Seattle Mariners. Diego Segui, the first pitch in history is a strike, taken at the knees by Jerry Remy, leading it off. And the crowd roars.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's time for the final pitch here at the Kingdome. Walking back behind home plate with the glove, the same man who caught that first pitch from Diego Segui in 1977. 1,764 games ago. And now, keeping the family tradition alive, to throw out the final pitch, let's welcome the grandson of Diego and the son of David. Here's 7-year-old Corey Segui. and gentlemen, I'll say this. This place has been called an ugly duckling by a lot of people. She'll always be beautiful to me. Good night.
Game of the baseball schedule of the Kingdome. The Seahawks will close this building, but the Mariners are out of here. They are headed to Safeco Field, where on July 15th they will open up that new ballpark. Quite a send-off. When we get back, some final thoughts from Bob Finnegan and the 10 greatest moments, baseball moments, in Kingdome history.
Boys and girls.
Who, me?
Don't be alarmed. I just have a small favor to ask. Jackie Robinson's birthday is coming up, and I'd like to give him something special.
Sure, no problem, sir.
And here's the pitch.
The Seattle Mariners. Ain't baseball great?
I don't think that ball is ever coming down.
A salute to the Kingdome. The Kingdome finale continues on Fox Sports Net Northwest. The Mariners beat the Rangers and say goodbye to this concrete stadium. Hi, everyone. Rich Welts along with Bob Finnegan. All right, after hearing that, your thoughts?
I remember in a headline one time it's called a concrete coffin.
Yeah.
No, it's a little somber. It's, you know, I think Dave Niehaus did a nice job of summing everything up. You know, you've got to admit, when all is said and done, all the emotions are played out, that there will always be an element of fondness for the Kingdome. There were some happy times, some sad times, but most of all, and most importantly, there were times here, there were Major League Baseball games played here, and that's probably more important than anything, Rich.
All right, Finney. We'll see you in the new ballpark on July 15th.
I'll be there.
And because there are going to be more times in Safeco Field, before we get there, we thought we'd relive the 10 greatest Mariner moments in Kingdome history. In the Kingdome, number 10, a rookie's big splash.
1-1 pitch to Alvin. Swung on and belted deep to right center field. Castillo looks up. It is grand salami time. Alvin Davis.
In 1984, Alvin Davis was not the Mariners' opening day first baseman, but that would soon change. Davis replaced Ken Phelps and never looked back. He hit .284, blasting 27 homers with a career-high 116 runs batted in. In 8 years, Davis became a fixture at first base. By the time he left for California, Davis had earned the title Mr. Mariner, a productive career that burned brightest in '84. The American League Rookie of the Year, Alvin Davis. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 9, the man with the Golden Glove.
Pitch to him. Swung on and a fly ball hit deep into the gap in right center field. The kid on his horse. Back to the warning track. The wall makes the leap and makes an unbelievable catch. My, oh my. He is down at the 380 marker, and it's one of the most incredible catches you will ever want to see.
He was squashed up against the wall deep in right center field. There is still a dent and the padding way out there right at the 380 mark. One of the best catches I have ever seen in the Major Leagues. Just an unbelievable catch by the kid.
When Ken Griffey Jr. broke into the Major Leagues, he was only 19 years of age. His rookie year, he led all American League outfielders with 6 double plays. At 20, he won his first Gold Glove, and he hasn't had a season without one since. He was a center fielder that seemingly could catch anything. In 1995, he missed 2.5 months and still won a Gold Glove. It helped that the injury came on one of his greatest catches ever. 9 consecutive Gold Gloves and a full reel of highlight film catches. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 8. Gaylord gets his 300th.
May the 6th, 1982, Gaylord Perry 1 out away from 300. The 2-1 pitch to Randolph. Swung on, ground ball to Cruz. This should do it. He's got it. It's over. Gaylord has 300. Everybody mobbing Gaylord Perry as he goes all the way. His teammates come out, Bud Bulling, and Gaylord Perry becomes the 15th man in baseball history to win 300 games as the Mariners beat the Yankees 7-3. My, oh my.
In Perry's 22-year Major League career, his stay in Seattle was brief. He won only 13 games as a Mariner. Maybe more surprising, Perry's only career ejection for doctoring the baseball came in the Kingdome, August 23rd, 1982. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 7, Junior's first Kingdome at bat.
The pitch on the way to Junior, and it swung on and belted deep to left field. Headed to the track, the wall, fly away. Welcome to Seattle, Ken Griffey Jr. My, oh my, on the first pitch thrown to him from Eric King.
In 1987, the Mariners selected Ken Griffey Jr. with the first overall pick in the Major League Draft. After a season and a half in the minors, Junior made the club with a record-setting performance in spring training. His first Major League at-bat, a double off of Oakland's Dave Stewart. The home run off Chicago's Eric King in the Kingdome, a preview of coming attractions. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 6, the All-Star Game. In the Mariners' 3rd season, baseball's brightest stars hit town in the Kingdome's only midsummer classic. A standing ovation for the only Mariner, Bruce Bochy. Bochy's only at bat, ironically, a pinch-hitting appearance against future Mariner Gaylord Perry. Bochy's RBI single gave the American League the lead late in the ball game. But the lasting memory of the All-Star Game in Seattle, the right arm of Pirate Dave Parker. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 5, a father and son reunion. In 1990, the Mariners signed a veteran outfielder with a career 300 average and 2 World Series rings. And oh, by the way, he just happened to be the father of a 20-year-old Mariner center fielder. Griffey and Griffey first played together on August 31st, 1990. And father and son were more than just a novelty act. As a Mariner, in 1990, Ken Griffey Sr. hit .377, a father and son reunion. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 4, the 95 pennant race. First stop, August 24th.
Full count on Vince Coleman, batting from the left-hand side. And John Wetland is set. The 3-2 pitch on the way to Coleman, and it's inside, ball 4. So he's aboard, and the light is still flickering.
Vince Coleman gets on, and I said he can steal a Wetland, so I let him run 2 pitches on one. I hit a line drive to Tony. I thought he was going to get it. I wasn't even running that hard to first base. I said, oh, man. And all of a sudden, you know, I got my head down. The people started screaming. I said, well, what happened? All of a sudden, I see the ball trickling to left field. I said, why? I can't believe he didn't get that.
Off Fernandez glove. There goes Joey. The pitch swung on and Nelson. Deep to right field. The Mariners have done it. Fly away. Junior with a 2-run home run. And the Mariners have got the 8th inning ape off their back. They were 0 for 43. Junior's 2-run home run. The Mariners win it 9-7. My, oh my!
Next stop, election night, September 19th. The Angels' lead had melted to 2. A new ballpark and the American League West hung in the balance. Again, the bottom of the ninth. Again, the Mariners trailed. And again, they came back. Doug Strange's pinch hit home run tied the ball game at 4. The comeback was on. In the 12th, with Strange aboard, Ken Griffey Jr. would win it. An incredible comeback, merely a preview of coming attractions. The Mariners were one back. They would sweep the Rangers, and they'd catch the Angels. And eventually, they'd get their new ballpark. On September 22nd, with a one-game lead, the Mariners saw their worst nightmare come into the Dome. Oakland. That's when fiction became reality. First game, down by 6. Vince Coleman, on his birthday, hits his first career grand slam. That tied the game at 6. Alex Diaz, pinch hitting, hits his first career homer from the right side.
Guys coming off the bench, hitting the ball out of the ballpark, that be happy with a sac fly. 3 runs down, we got a man in scoring position. If we can just get one right here. Alex Diaz hits the ball out of the ballpark, or Doug Strange, or Coleman hits a grand slam. The guys doing what they're not supposed to do.
2 nights later, down 1 in the 9th, it was Tino time.
Tino swung on and belted deep to right field, and that will be flying away, and the Mariners win it 9-8 in perhaps the most incredible game in their history. Back and forth, and Tino Martinez, his second home run of the game. Unbelievable. Of Dennis Eckersley, and 46,000 fans are losing their minds here in Seattle. Tonight, I'll guarantee you, it will be sleepless in Seattle for everybody who is here today, including me.
As you can tell in our top 10 moments, we take a little bit more time with the good parts. And it gets even better. The Kingdome finale. They're closing the joint for baseball. We'll resume with our top 10 Mariner moments, numbers 3 and 2, when we get back.
Wow.
Fans filing out of the Kingdome for the last time for baseball. In about 18 days, they'll be filing into Safeco Field, which is just about ready for opening night as the Mariners finish off the Rangers 5-2. Salute to the Kingdome continues the last time we come to you inside the Kingdome for baseball. An emotional night, certainly, for the Mariners and their fans. Let's continue with our Mariner memories and our moments in the Kingdome. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 3, 2 no-hitters.
Fans ready to explode. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way to fielder. Fastball! Swing! A high fastball. That's 7 strikeouts. Randy Johnson is 1 strike away. 24,000 incredibly rabid Mariner fans are looking for that final strike. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing! It's over! He has done it! High fastball. Randy Johnson being mobbed by Scott Bradley down to greet him and the entire Mariner team. My, oh my.
All I remember is the strike 3 pitch, and that was about, probably chest high, neck high, but out over the plate. Mike Heath swung through the ball, and it was strike 3, and I knew at that moment that I'd done something pretty special. It's been one of probably 2 or 3 highlights in my career here in Seattle.
No-hitter, Act 2. Enter Chris Bosio. While Randy Johnson's no-hitter was overpowering, Chris Bosio's was strictly a blue-collar special. Bosio needed all the defensive help he could get against the Red Sox, and boy, did he ever get it. Bosio was masterful. His fastball never broke 89 miles per hour. He finished the Red Sox on 97 pitches. After walking the first 2 men he faced, Bosio was perfect.
65 in a row retired by Chris Fazio, and listen to this crowd. Fazio, his 2-1 pitch on the way, swung on, high jumper with a mound, charged by Diskill, Barrett throws, it's over, and Fazio has done it! My, oh my, what a performance by Chris Fazio!
Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 2, the 95 division playoff. 13-game Angel lead had vanished, yet one game remained. The first one-game playoff in the American League since 1978. And the Angels not only had to think about committing the third biggest fold in history, but they also had to face the most dominant pitcher in the game. And that's a lot to think about.
The 1-2 pitch to Edmonds, swing, and the 0-2 pitch on the way to Salmon. Now, strike!
The 1-2 to Anderson, slider, swing, and a miss. And the 1-2 pitch, fastball, swing, and a miss, strike 3. Here's the 2-2 pitch again, check swing, strike 3, call.
The 2-2 pitch on the way, swing, and a miss. He got it on the way, and in consider the key tied around his neck. The 2-2 pitch, swing, and a miss. He struck him out. 1-2 pitch to J.T. Stowe on the way. He went around on a slider, and Randy Johnson strikes out the side here in the 5th. And Randy Johnson has 9 strikeouts, and he's retired 15 California Angels in a row. My, oh my!
The dueling shutouts of Johnson and Mark Langston continued until the 5th. Vince Coleman snuck one through, and the Mariners had a 1-0 lead. And a dome that sold out in less than 18 hours started to shake. Langston's worries gave way to Johnson's drive. Johnson's day was a reflection of his 95 season. In 30 starts, the Mariners were 27-3. He stopped 13 Mariner losing streaks. He set a major league record for strikeouts per 9 innings, and he won Seattle's first Cy Young Award. And on October 2nd, he was untouchable. In the bottom of the 7th, Luis Sojo sealed the deal.
Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball up the first base line, and it sneaks down by Stowe! Down the right field line into the bullpen. Here comes Flowers. Here comes Tino. Here comes Joey. The front of the plate cut off. The relay by Langston. Gets on by Allenson. Flores scores. Here comes Soho. He scores! Everybody scores!
While Johnson got stronger, Langston's day was about to end. A 5-1 lead became a 9-1 lead, and Mark Langston's nightmare would last the winter. For a franchise long saddled with failures, and for Northwest baseball fans starved for success, the suffering and the waiting would finally end, and the ghosts of Mariners' past would finally be chased away.
Branding iron hot. The 1-2 pitch, K inserted. It's over, right over the heart of the plate. Randy looks to the skies. That is covered by the dome and bedlam as the Mariners now erupt. But my friends, this is just indescribable. You think the Mariners have won the World Series? They haven't, but maybe they will.
One of the defining moments in Mariner history. Maybe it's just 95 magic today, but as a New York Yankee, Luis Sojo hit his first home run of the season. You saw Randy Johnson finishing that playoff series, and in the series against the New York Yankees, Johnson delivered the Mariners to Game 5, final inning, and a chance to advance in the postseason. It is the defining moment in Mariner history, and our number 1. Top 10 Kingdome moments. Number 1. The Yankee series.
And the wind and the 2-1 pitch to Joey Cora now. He bunts the ball up the first base line. It's a dandy, and he is going to be safe again. Joey Cora has done it one more time.
I did it 3 times in the series, so it surprised me that he was playing so far back. I mean, they scored 1 run the inning before. I knew I was going to lead off. I knew I was going to lead off anyway, whether they score or not. So I said, man, this is very important. So let me see how far he's playing you know, if he's playing back, I'm gonna take a chance on him again. I don't care. I can beat Jack McDowell to the back.
1-0 pitch on the way to Junior now, and it swung on a ground ball, base hit into right center field. Cora's going to end up at third, and the Mariners have runners at first and third, and nobody out here in the bottom half of the 11th. My, oh my!
I was just sitting there thinking to myself, this game's over right here, I guarantee you. And then he hits one right by Pat Kelly that's this far from being a double play, and then I mean, you can just feel this, you know, the ship sinking.
The fans are alive one more time, and now Cora represents the tie and run 90 feet away at third.
Right now, the Mariners looking for the tie. They would take a fly ball. They would lob a base hit into the gap, and they could win it with Junior speed to stretch.
At that point, I only want to make hard contact and at least get one run in. And that's when, thanks to God, that I hit the ball really well in the corner, left field corner.
You could have stuck 6 outfielders out there, and somehow, some way, you'd have found a hole right there.
When I hit it, I knew that Junior is fast enough to make that happen. But I was looking at the left fielder, and I knew he got to the ball very quick. At that point, I didn't think that Junior was going to make it. And it was unreal to me that Junior got the jump that he got. It's almost like he was expecting what was going to happen. And it was amazing the way he scored. I never seen him run like that.
I was watching the ball, and I was watching Junior. Junior looked like Cigar coming around second base. He was moving. And all I kept saying to myself was, Sammy, if you ever send a runner home, please do it now. And he did.
Those moments in 1995, I think, are proof that even though a building like the Kingdome is not the greatest place to watch a baseball game, a stadium is made up of moments, of players, of personalities, of teams, and of fans. Today, the Mariners close this building for baseball. That being said, these two banners, the rest of the Mariners and the rest of their fans, can't wait for July 15th and the opening of Safeco Field. The Kingdome has been home for the Mariners since 1977. And today, it's a bittersweet goodbye. We'll see you from Safeco Field on Fox Sports Net Northwest on July 15th for the opening ceremonies. For my producer, Curtis Wilson, director Mark Engelbrecht, I'm Rich Waltz. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at Safeco.
once said that a baseball diamond is one of mankind's most flawless creations. A place where young and old find laughter, dreams, heroes, and excitement under blue summer skies on lush green grass. A place that marks the time and holds our memories. Welcome to your new ballpark. Welcome to Safeco Field.